Alright, so we need a little bit of help on trying to determine how far the function is away from 0. That's the hardest part. It's not hard, but it is the hardest part. So let's just kind of get a little background. So we got to first think about what do these different things mean. So this symbol, this absolute value symbol, that means distance from 0. Okay, so whenever I see those bars, like let's say I see this equals 5, okay, that means the distance. And then a word for equals is 5. So it would be 5 units. It doesn't matter what's inside here. I don't care. It can be a heart for all anybody cares. The distance from 0 is 5 units. That's what that means. So let's look at that in terms of number 1. If I'm looking at number 1, I don't care what this is. I have the distance, the bars, is 3. That's what that says. The distance is 3. So the answer is 3 units. This one, again, I don't care what's inside here, says the distance is negative 32. Now the problem with that is there's no such thing as a negative distance. I can't travel negative 32 miles. So the answer to this one is no solution because my distance can't be negative. Now this one says, I don't care about this. This one says the distance plus 3 is 46. Not the distance is 46, it says the distance plus 3 is 46. So in order to figure out what the distance is, because it should say distance is something before I can tell you how many units away it is, I've got to move this 3. So when I move this 3, this is 0, and I'm left with the distance is 43. So that's why for this one, it was 43 units away. Okay, so feel free to skip around. You don't have to watch this whole video. Skip around to what you need or rewatch something if you don't understand. This one says 7 plus the distance is 42. So to figure out what the distance is, I got to move this 7. Well, that would make it a 0. So now the only thing on this side is the distance. And then subtract 7, and I get that the distance is 35 units. So then here, this one was tripping some of you guys up. This is negative 8 times the distance. Just like if instead of the distance, I put an x, negative 8x. That's negative 8 times x. And in order to get rid of that, I should divide. So it's the same idea. I'm trying to get the distance by itself. So because that's negative 8 times the distance, I should divide by negative 8. So the distance is 2 units. Too much. 2 units. Oh gosh. No, we'll just leave that there. 2 units. Alright, so, whoa. I don't know why it's doing that. Alright, 2 units. We'll leave it there. For this one, I have negative 3 plus the distance. So if I want to move that, I should add 3 because now that's 0. And add 3, so I get 23 units. This one was a little tricky. There's negative 1 right here that's being multiplied to that. So just like if I had a negative 3 minus 1x, if I was solving for x, just like here, I'm solving for the distance. First thing I would do is add 3. And then I would divide by negative 1. Except instead of an x, this is the distance. So the distance is equal to 15 units. Okay, so this last one. again, this is 3 times the distance minus 7. So I've got to move the plus 7. And I get 3 times the distance equals 93. Divide both sides by 3. And I get the distance equals 31. So this one is 31 units. Alright, so now if I was going to solve it, I do care what's inside now, because whatever's inside here, we just said inside this distance, is 3 away from 0. So that means whatever this is 3 away from 0. Well, what two things are 3 away from 0? Well, there's a negative 3, and there's a positive 3. So if I was to solve this, I would add 6, m is equal to 3, add 6, m is equal to 9. So my answers for m could be 3 or 9, and you can put it in whatever order you want to. This one I don't even have to solve because the distance was negative, so it's no solution. For this one, again, now I care about what's inside here. Whatever this is, we said was 43 units away from 0. So that means 10x plus 7 is 43 away from 0. So that means it's equal to positive 43, or it could be equal to negative 43, because those are the two numbers that are 43 away from 0. And then I would solve for x. So hopefully you can take the answers that you got today, and you wrote them down in class, and try some of these and see if you can now hopefully get them right, okay, with all this information.